Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery Hate. 22 veterans a day in this country take their own lives. Vets, I love you. You have a place here. We back to blue over here. We support Leo. How do you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law at the best of our ability. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. Well, today we're doing the mission 4. And what I was showing you right there, it's 4 inches. My hand's 4 inches across. Yes, I stole that from Big Red EDC. I wanted to show you that. Now, the Mission 4 is 5160 micarta handles. It has a 10-inch blade, a 5-inch handle. Now, 10-inch cutting surface, okay? This one's a little harder to measure, and I don't do millimeters. So what I was going to say is this. It's 10 inches of cutting badassery. It's a 1/4 inch thick, and I got it from the Shredder. It is designed by Dbad and made by the Khhi house in Nepal. Straight up badassery. Everybody knows that Dbad and I are friends, and I love the Khhi house. So when Papa Shredder said, Scab, do you want us to send you this? I said, yes, sir, absolutely. So go subscribe right now to the Shredder. They would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. And go subscribe to Donnie B all day. He's marching to 10,000. The Shredder, we want to get to 1,000. Now, this is a chopper, okay? The Mission 4, Donnie's made a series of knives, basically the Rambo knives, okay? So this is the Mission 4. Now, let me say this. We have some typical Dbad type stuff. We have a great handle. There's old Scab looking at himself. Little camera mess-uppery there. That's okay. We have a handle that is incredibly comfortable. It's micarta scales. The handle is 5 inches thick. I'm sorry, 5 inches long, which is perfect for my hand. Like I said, my hand is 4 inches across, so 5 inches makes it absolutely perfect. Now, this is a straight up chopper, guys. It's a badass knife. I got it in. I honed up the blade. That's why I showed you a little bit of paper cutting up front. The Shredder in Shredder fashion has beat the snot out of this thing. So I welded it and resharpened. I honed up the blade pretty good. I stropped the blade pretty good and got it ready. Now, I got to say this. Right here, I wanted to do this to show a little control of the knife. Yes, it's a chopper. Yes, it's a basher. Yes, it's a crasher. Okay? But I wanted to show a little bit of control right here. One thing I found about Dbad's knives are two things. One is the handles are insanely comfortable. Never any hot spots. They lock in and they contour very, very well to my hand. The other thing is this about his designs. They're very controllable. You can do what you want to do with that blade. Now, I am a novice at best. I say that every video. I try to improve every video, try to give y'all some better looks every video, but honestly, when it comes to camping or bushcrafting, shit like that, novice at best. Now, at this point, you're going to see a glove on my hand. The other day, had a little incident after the defense review, and my busted up hands got a little more busted upper. I thought I was going to be able to do the review regular, and just to protect the knife, protect my hand, I needed to wear a glove. Now, there are no hot spots on this at all. At all. It was my own stupidity, my own dumbassery. So, one, I put the glove on so I don't get blood all over the Shredder's knife. And two, I put the glove on so the blood doesn't cause it to slip from my fingers. Not that it would, because it's micarta and it's super duper kick-ass. So, here's the deal. That's why I got a glove on, just so you know. But again, the knife is super controllable, and I also apologize for the couple of minutes of kind of foggy type stuff. When I go outside, man, it's just, we're in Florida, 100% humidity, 100% swamp ass. It just is what it is, man. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully, we'll get it fixed sooner or later. Now, back to the knife, back to the main thing. This is a different review in that it's all batoning and it's all chopping, okay? I don't know that we did any slicing up other than a little paper cutting up front, maybe a little shaving in the woods. I wanted to really hammer home the strengths of this knife. Now, this is some firewood that I bought from Ace Hardware. I don't know if the shit's petrified or what, son, but it is flat in it to win it. So, It's going to take me a little bit. And again, on the batoning, the whole batoning thing, I'm learning. So, I don't need a whole bunch of tips. I'm learning. I'll figure it out. The deal is this. This knife at 7 millimeter, quarter-inch thick, is absolutely insanely brutal. Now, here's the thing. What makes this a kick-ass knife? Well, I've told you two. Comfort in the handle, no hot spots. The second, control. The other thing I believe is this. The Khhi House heat treat. We give credit to a lot of folks for their heat treat, and I think we need to give more to the Khhi House. I have gone, and there I am tearing up the camera once again. There's old Scabber again, looking good, son. Cinematographic genius. Now, let me say this real quick before I finish my thought. The owner of this property, this tree, he was trying to take this tree down. It's right in the middle of a pathway, and he says he broke his axe. I don't know. He just said, man, can you help me with this thing? I said, sure. So to all my tree hugging friends, I was asked to remove this tree. It's about a 5-inch, 6-inch diameter hackberry, a very, very tough tree. But I am appreciative to him because I really don't know if he tore up his axe or he just couldn't do it. He's kind of a wee fella. But anyway, neither here nor there. Glad to do it. Glad to be able to test the blade. I really am, because going out in the woods and hacking and chopping, you don't want to chop little 1-2-inch diameter stuff with this thing, man. It is an absolute beast. So I'm happy to do this. Now, right here, just on the chops, I got the camera as close as I could because I wanted y'all to see how well it bit, how deep it got in there. Now, again, to my tree hugging friends, we don't make a habit of just cutting down everything in the forest. Everything in this area has got to go anyway. And like I said, the owner wanted this one gone. Everything that we chop from here on is actually this tree. We're trying to process it, going to use it for fork, scab, tongaroga. Now, what I wanted to say is this: the heat treat. After each video, I check the blade. Before I do the narration, I check the blade to see if we have any rolls, to see when you have chips, and see. And here's the thing: sometimes, if we do, it's not, oh my God, the knife's failed. It's simply that I beat the hell out of the knife. But I can tell you this with a surety: I have not done a Khhi House product yet, and I've done probably 6 or 7 at this point, that's had any chips, any dings, any dongs. What does that mean? It means their heat treat is on point. It cuts very well. These things sharpen up very well. Now, and I'll say this too, because let's be, if we're going to give a full review, let's give a full review. When I get stuff in, I do sharpen it up a little bit more. Now, there are reasons that companies sharpen the knives the way they do, okay? I'm kind of like some of you other guys. I'm chasing maybe a little bit different level of sharpness. I want the knife super sharp when it comes in. Now, having said that, I got the thrill of my knife career, and really just a big thrill. Wednesday, I got to speak with Bill Harsey on the phone. And that man, he called and we had about a 25 minute conversation about handles and about his background, and it was just awesome. And I'm bringing that up because even he made the point, like with the Spartan, he said, Scott, we can make them a little sharper. We can send them out sharper, but we send them out a certain way so that to protect that edge, because if you get too thin, from a maker's point of view, it can cause trouble. And we discussed that for a little while. And here's the thing, guys. I can sharpen mine up and get it as sharp as I want and strop it and do all that and keep that edge pretty stable, okay? And I know many of you can. I understand that certain makers don't want to take that risk, and I don't blame them, okay? So I understand. And my point is this: when it comes to a Khhi House product, man, I love their stuff. 100% love their stuff. So when I get their stuff in, and like I said, this was from the shredder, and it didn't take much work on it. It'd been beat to hell and back. But when I get a Khhi House product in, first thing I do is strop it, see where I'm at on the sharpness. Sometimes I sharpen them, sometimes I don't. That doesn't mean the knife's not sharp. It just means I'm looking for a different level, okay? I want to make that very, 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 very clear. And again, to me, their heat treat is on point. This is probably the 7th or 8th Khhi product that I've reviewed, tested, whatever you want to call it, and I've done 6 different reviews on my Dbad preacher. There's not a more used or abused Dbad preacher on this planet, not even his, than mine. Okay, and no chips, no dings, no rolls, holds up very good. So those are 3 big things that I think are pluses: control, handle size, and heat treat. There I am looking, and then now here's one way I've evolved. I wanted to lay that down and chop it, but realized it would be off camera, and so Old Scab picks it up. Now, here's the hold the stick in the hand and chop it test. This ain't easy, but I battled through it for you guys because I love y'all, and I wanted y'all to see the potential. Now, earlier I said it wouldn't do no good to chop 1-inch, 2-inch stuff, and there I am chopping 1-inch, 2-inch. But the point of all of that was I'm just processing up this tree that I chopped down. I told the guy to take care of the whole thing. That does, for a lot of reasons. One, I'm super nice and humble. 2, it let me get a lot of filming in with the Mission 4. This thing is an absolute monster. Now, you see I've changed. I'm not standing and just hacking straight down at my legs. I kind of moved off camera there because this thing does, I mean, it goes through wood really, really quick. And the truth is this thing's hanging on by a thread at the other end, and I think in a minute it falls. And I think I'll show you like a picture-in-picture where we finished the drill. We cut straight through this thing. Now, that is one thing I want to bring up too. We're getting huge bites out of this thing, huge chops out of this thing with a tree that's bouncing. Okay, if you look in the upper left, the tree just fell. Right here I am finishing out the drill, going ahead cutting it down in twain, getting that thing done for you. And then in the main picture, we're just going through processing some wood, getting it ready, moving it off that path. You guys will probably see this tree for the next 2 or 3 reviews as we start to get it ready for Fort Scab, Tongaroga, and clean up the path and do all that. Now, again, you see right here, the control of the knife. Hopefully, good Lord willing, by next week, my hand will be kind of healed up from my dumbassery, and we'll be able to go without a glove. You might see the next few videos with a glove on, kind of Michael Jackson it. But again, right here, this is not the most comfortable spot for Old Scabber to be in, the most position. But I can tell you this, doing this out of position, you get to see the control of the knife. And somebody else said, well, Scab, you're just chopping it. Think about it, guys. How many times do we watch somebody do something where they've got the perfect setup, where they've got it locked in and they've got it on a bench or something like that? And I'm not knocking that at all. It's a perfect way, it's a good way to test. But I'd rather show you guys some things where we're not in the perfect position, where we're out of position, where you're in a real life position, where you're out of your sorts and out of your elements. Does the knife perform? This knife absolutely performs. I am a massive proponent of Dbad Creations and the Khhi House products. Huge proponent of both. Now, my guy Mikey, whom I love dearly, says it best. He says, Scab, never give up, never surrender, and everything will be all right. And Mikey's true. Well, guys, it's the Mission 4 Dbad Creations from the Khhi House. I'm Scab. You're not. And I'm gone, son.